Hi, I'm Fran McCormack for Kildare TV, and today I'm in the hub in Carlow for the launch of the eagerly awaited and highly anticipated Haunted Carlow. And I'll be talking to the authors, Cormac and Danny Carthy, who assure me a new book this year called Haunted Kildare is on the way as well. I'll also be talking to Ciarán O'Keeffe, parapsychologist, and ghost hunter Barry Fitzgerald.
Haunted Carlow, the book by Cormac and Danny Carthy. They asked me to do the foreword to it, and that's why I'm here. There's a book launch tonight here at the hub, and I'm here to help them promote it and also see some of the locations that Danny and Cormac have talked about in the book. I've been involved in parapsychology now for about 20 years. I've been qualified as a doctor of parapsychology now for about 6-7 years.
Great, thank you. You're probably best known for the TV programme Most Haunted. Didn't you oust Derek Acora from that show?
It wasn't so much ousting. In terms of Derek Acora, he was the medium on the show for a number of years, very, very popular medium. And you can find out information online about the actual incident that occurred where I essentially tested Derek. I tested his mediumship and made up some anagrams and see if they would come out during the course of the investigation. And indeed they did, to the point where he actually got possessed by one of the anagrams. And so in those particular incidents, you can say with 100% certainty he wasn't communicating with spirit.
What are your impressions of the book?
I loved it. It's unique because there's a little bit of contemporary stories, there's some old stories, and with these sorts of haunted books you traditionally get the typical well-known stories associated with the place. They did that, they covered those, but there's a very personal aspect to it. You can see that they've actually gone out and spoken to people and just reproduced their accounts word for word.
I'm here with Barry Fitzgerald. Barry, what brings you to Carlow?
Well, I'm supporting Cormac and Danny on the release of this book, Haunted Carlow. It's a fantastic read. I'm absolutely thrilled for them, and I'm down here to give them some support.
Tell us how you started in paranormal research. Did you once work with ghost hunters and taps in Ireland?
That's where I started in the TV career. I've been doing this now almost 20 years, but almost 6 years ago the Ghost Hunters team came to Ireland, and that's where I was introduced, and subsequently now I've become the team leader in Ghost Hunters International on Sci-Fi.
What are your impressions of the book?
Well, Danny knows that I do a lot of travel, and both him and Cormac sent me a sample of the book, and I got to read it on the plane during one of my travels to Argentina, and I was absolutely thrilled. It's a must-read book. It really is. The tales are modern, they're not something which dates from 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's now. It's happening now, and it's here in Carlow, and it's wonderful.
Where are we, and why are we here?
We're in the hub in Carlow at the launch of Haunted Carlow as part of the Extra Festival. It's a book myself and Danny have written. It's published by the History Press Ireland, and it basically just covers 12 different ghost stories from the Carlow region.
And where did you get the information for the book?
Basically, we went to the people of Carlow. We went through KCLR, which is the local radio station. We had the help of the Nationalists and the Carlow people. And we basically we also had our own Facebook and Leinster Paranormal, which is a Carlow research group myself and Danny founded. So through all those kind of avenues, we just put the word out that we were looking for stories on Carlow itself. So all these stories came from, proverbially the horse's mouth. They came directly from people who had the experiences. And initially, even we were looking for old stories to kind of try and keep a record of the folklore of Carlow history, not really realising there were so many current day stories and things happening that people. So the information we ended up getting was, more modern kind of stories and more modern hauntings in the town itself. So that was a surprise, really. To end with.
And what was the most difficult part? The research, photos, the writing?
I'd say the research. Would you?
The research, because we were kind of, people would send you stuff, and it's very hard to kind of validate whether it's something going on in their own head, or maybe someone could help. They give saying it's more better if there's two people at a location and something happens rather than one, and it's very hard to kind of put things together. But we kind of narrowed it down. We got great response from the people of Carlow, and I have to say basically thankful to the people of Carlow why we're here
Yeah.
tonight.
And where can somebody buy the book?
It's available. It will be available in all Eastons, so any Easton bookstore.
That's great. I hear there is a Haunted Kildare book being discussed. How can people get the information to you?
Well, Haunted Kildare is another. We're kind of moving on our next little adventure, and again, it's down to the research stage, and this is where we really need people to tell us. It's Kildare people to tell us their Kildare ghost stories.
Thank you, Danny Carthy, and thank you, Cormac Strain.
Thank you very much.
Daddy was a grey robber, seeking pleasure in his trade. Every weekend in the cat house, drinking money